Software maker ServiceNow beating third quarter estimates and raising its subscription revenue guidance, boosted by strong sales and bookings. The company also announcing a leadership change, naming an industry veteran from Google Cloud as President, Chief Operating Officer, and Chief Product Officer. But investors were hoping to see more on artificial intelligence. So joining us now to discuss, we've got the company's CFO, Gina Mastantuono, ServiceNow's CFO. Gina, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. I want to start on the beats that you saw and in terms of the guidance kind of coming in at the midpoint for revenue. What do you attribute that to?
So thanks so much, Madison, for having me. It was absolutely another spectacular quarter here at ServiceNow. We're seeing strong demand across the board, and the elite level execution that our team is driving has just been remarkable. And you're absolutely right. We had strong beats across the board. We beat revenue 22% constant currency growth. We beat our guidance, the high end of our guidance, by the way, by 200 basis points. We had RPO at 33% and op margin beating by 150 basis points, which really allowed us to, again, raise the top line growth outlook for the full year. And a lot of what we're attributing it to is our GenAI success. So we've been able to raise revenue guidance from the beginning of the year over 100 million. And that's a lot to do with our Now Assist, which is our GenAI products. It's been the fastest growing new product in company history. And really what you're seeing is our GenAI solutions resonating. We talked about 44 customers spending more than $1 million with us, and 6 customers spending more than $5 million, 2 spending more than $10 million on our GenAI products. And what you're really seeing is that our relevance as the AI platform for business transformation is soaring as CEOs are really looking to modernize for an AI world.
So Gina, what does that tell us? There has been some concern about maybe the fact that AI is overhyped to some extent, the fact that some corporations are going to be pulling back a little bit on their IT spending. It doesn't seem like you're seeing any signs of that.
Well, I'll tell you, Shauna, here's what customers are telling me. They're really looking to move from experimentation into implementation. And evolution is likely going to happen fast. Most are realizing if they're not pivoting to broad-based adoption in the next 2 years, they might lose out. And we're seeing the AI adoption curve faster than cloud. I talked about a few minutes ago. It is our fastest growing new product in our history. And that's because customers are really realizing that that adoption curve is probably going to be faster than anything that they've seen, and they want to get on board pretty quickly.
There was a concern among some analysts about the operating margin guidance, saying that seemed to be the one negative they could point to amongst a rather robust earnings print. As the CFO, what are you thinking about in terms of increasing that guidance, moving that to the upside moving forward? How are you thinking of navigating that?
So year over year, our operating margin guidance, where it is accreting by 200 basis points already. And so what we're always trying to balance is the investment for growth versus profitability. And so from our perspective, the opportunity we see is so large that the outperformance we're seeing, we're putting back into the business because we're already accreting our margins pretty remarkably already. And so if we have the ability to invest further to drive even more top line growth, we're going to make that choice probably most days of the week.
Gina, another thing that was talked about on the conference call and something that you've really been doubling down is just with your work with Nvidia, extending that partnership, what exactly that looks like for ServiceNow going forward. I'm curious, how critical is that partnership with Nvidia to your business?
Well, it's a remarkable partnership, and we've been close with Nvidia and talking about continuing to evolve that partnership for quite a while now. The new partnership we talked about is co-developing native AI agents on the ServiceNow platform using Nvidia NIM Agents Blueprint. And that's all about turnkey out-of-the-box AI agents for our customers. And we're beginning with security vulnerability as the first use case. And so really excited that our partnership with Nvidia just keeps getting stronger and stronger.
And really quickly, Gina, we've got about 30 seconds left. I know you mentioned the Nvidia partnership, but their chips, they're still really expensive. How are you navigating that on the balance sheet perspective of things?
Yeah, I think our strategy really has been about using domain-specific large language models on the data within our platform. And so that actually means that it's a little bit lower cost than some of the bigger hyperscalers. And so from our perspective, we've been able to manage cost pretty well and expect to be able to do so in the future.
Gina Mastantuono, always great to have you. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us. ServiceNow.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, Gina.